Your boy, Lips Max.
What is I, the Maize Madman?
You muted. You muted. You muted.
Okay, I'm sorry.
All right.
Is that better? We good? We
Yes,
good?
yes. The
Good
levels are good.
evening,
The levels
good
are good.
people. It is I, the Maize Madman. And of course, I'm here with my guy.
The maniac. And we back, baby. We're back. We're back. We're back.
Back like McGrady's spasms. We're back like all of those things that you could say I'm back like. Look, man, it's been a minute. I took some getting used to. We was talking backstage, man. I was forgetting what things were. But we'll get right back in the driver's seat and get this thing revved up. Maniac, how have you been, sir?
Yeah, I've been great, man. You know, we spoke about this, that we needed a break, man. We were going full throttle, man, for almost a year straight. And we was like, man, we need some time off. And it's important because just like you, we both have families that we got to cater to. And plus, you know, there's always other things, man, work and family. So sometimes just like work, you need time off. And the same thing from this, man. So, you know, but I've been great nonetheless, man. Like I said, you know, I've been pumping that iron, you know. So I'm trying to get right, man. I'm trying to get in them Oklahoma drills in spring practice, man.
Sign me up. What kind of eligibility you got?
Yeah, bro. I'll be in like my 50th year, bro.
Yo, yeah, man, definitely the same. By the way, we would be remiss if we didn't give a shout out to the people because without you, there would be no us. My guy DK all day is here. Beats and Treats is here.
Yes.
My man Mike Legend, of course, is in the building. Ron Embry and
Ron.
shout out to Alan Barnes, man. Thank you all for being patient with us while we was away. We tried to put up a short or two in the interim. Thank you guys for patronizing that. That said, though, we got things to talk about, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's start last night. All right. Last night, the biggest game in the world took place. We got to say congratulations to former Michigan defensive coordinator Mike Macdonald and the Seattle Seahawks. Congratulations to those guys winning the Super Bowl over the New England Patriots. Maniac, how do you feel about this? What's your immediate takeaway from that?
Yeah, this sucks, man. It's bittersweet for the simple fact that, as you know, I am a fan of the 49ers, which Seattle is in my division. We have to play them twice a year, so you never want to see your rival win. But since they won, and the head guy in charge is former Michigan defensive coordinator Mike Macdonald, who also calls the defensive plays for the Seattle Seahawks. And of course, anything involving Michigan in a positive way, they're always going to want to spin it into a negative. He only played 1 year for Michigan. How can you claim him? Okay, so if we want to play that game for one, and it's mainly the OSU fans, of course, they just can't help themselves. So can you claim Will Howard, OSU fans? Because he's only played 1 year with you guys. So it's the same thing. Now, if you want to say, well, Will Howard won a national championship for us, what did Mike Macdonald do? Oh, I'm glad you asked. Because let's do it. It was Mike Macdonald's defense that stopped the 8-game winning streak of Ohio State versus Michigan. It was Mike Macdonald's defense that helped Michigan win his first outright Big Ten title at the time in almost 16 years. It was Mike Macdonald's defense that got Michigan to his first ever college football playoff appearance. And he had a top 10 defense statistically that year. So don't tell me he didn't do nothing at Michigan. He set the tone defensively. And because of that success he had, Maize, that not Penn State, not no other school, the NFL, the highest level of football, is not even up for debate. The highest level. He went there He did it 2 years at Baltimore and less than 3 years. And that, I mean, 2 years with Baltimore, got hired by Seattle. Within his third year as a head coach, he wins the Super Bowl. Come on, man. Come on, man. Stop playing. Congratulations.
I hear no lies in your speech, by the way. Shout out to my guy Lich Max who just joined the conversation. Lich, how you feeling, man?
Hey, it's your boy Lich running late. That's what I do. What are we on?
No, we live. Lich. Hold on real quick. But yeah, Maniac, nothing but truth was told there. You see DK said Maniac, but the signs.
Correct. And real quick, before I let y'all get in the kitchen, again, so what they're doing is they're trying to tie all the success he has had at the highest level of football to that 1 year. That it doesn't erase why he did. First of all, we went. I'm not going to go down the rabbit hole, but again, guys, there's zero proof Michigan cheated. There's proof that they violated rules, but as far as cheated, there's no proof Mike McDonald knew what the other team was running. Where? If you can't come up with it, shut your ass up. That's it.
Period.
So here's the thing: if we cheated, we would have had vacated wins. And to my knowledge, we don't have vacated wins, do we?
No vacated
Zero.
wins. By the way,
You know who? You know who does?
that did cheat and have vacated wins include that vile, disgusting cesspool in Columbus, poor little
Yeah.
Bronim, and of course, you know, the Jerry Sandusky, Penn State. You know, those teams have vacated wins. Michigan does not. But you know, that's neither here nor there. I'm not trying to pour it on to those schools either. Look, but we are here to talk about what we here to talk about. And Mike McDonald, you know, did a thing last night. Let's be honest, man. It's that simple. And we got to congratulate him. He and the Seattle Seahawks did what they were supposed to do. They took care of business. Mike McDonald, of course, under the tutelage of both Harbaugh brothers, Jim and John. And he had success everywhere he went. He had success with the Ravens before he took the DC job with the Wolverines to kind of cut his teeth being a DC before going back to Baltimore to be NFL DC. And then, of course, an NFL head coach. And like Maniac said, in 3 short years, he's an NFL champion. He's the Super Bowl winning head coach of the Super Bowl winning team. So congratulations to Mike McDonald. Also on that team, AJ Barner, who caught the first touchdown of the Super Bowl, was in that game. Zach Charbonnet didn't play, was injured, but he's over there. Oluwatimi, he got some playing time in the Super Bowl, the backup center for Seattle. And you know, it's some guys other places too.
Mike Morris is on the team.
Morris, absolutely. Mike Morris, can't forget about him. But absolutely was a decent. It definitely makes my take about Drake May being a future Hall of Famer look questionable. Yeah,
You know, he did play a good game. It just came down to he didn't have good enough weapons on the offense, and that offensive line just couldn't stand up to that defensive line.
Well, the offensive line was definitely getting worked, but Drake May was trash. He got some stats late in the game, but he was pretty bad. That said, let's move on, man, because we don't want to bog show down with the Super Bowl or Drake May. But real quick, Ripstar, thank you for the $4.99 super. He says Ripstar, the friend of the program, is the greatest. Woo! Voice of college football, trash can. Maniac boosts him to picks of John Stockton. You know, Maniac is one Stockton.
One Stockton. Ripstar, stop hating on the greatest point guard of all time, buddy.
He said Duke is trash, by the way.
Yo. Oh, we listen. Yo, you know what? Look, whenever Michigan basketball play, I root for you guys. That day, it's just unfortunate. But yeah, you guys, Michigan got a hell of a team, man. Basketball team. That Michigan basketball team has a chance to win it all, man. Honestly,
somebody say that Michigan is headed to the Final Four. Here we go. West Philly Black. Michigan
Yeah.
going to the Final Four. Listen, the Michigan Wolverines ladies are nice too. They did lose a heartbreaker to UCLA, who's the number 2 team in the country, by the way. Lost by 3 points to them. They lost earlier in the season to UConn, who I believe is still number 1. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But that was
Yeah, they undefeated. UConn is number 1.
Yeah. So, both the men and women are shining in basketball. We can't forget about the ladies, but let's move on. Halftime show, man. Well, since we're on the Super Bowl, the halftime show, Bad Bunny took to the stage, showed a lot of Latino heat out there, a lot of Latino love. There were people who before the Super Bowl were boycotting the halftime show. There were other people who were like, I can't wait to see the halftime show. Maniac, talk about it. I know this is part of your heritage being in yourself. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, man. Look, first and foremost, I'm definitely proud of being American, man. Without a doubt, I take a lot of pride in that. I take that with me everywhere. But I am a Puerto Rican, 100%. My mother, my father, both 100%. Both born on the island. I was born here in New York City. So yeah, man, it was definitely great to watch that. See someone, from my ethnic group do that, man. And it was just amazing, man. And it's the way he did it. Now, I get it. I don't expect a lot of people to understand. Everyone has different cultures, but the piragua, right? I don't know. New York City, that's big. It's like an icy cone with juice. In the summertime, that shit hit. The guys playing dominoes, that's a staple. And in a lot of Latino cultures, man, the dominoes, and just a lot, the boxing. And then a lot of people forget that the power lines, right? I know people are like, why are these power lines? Well, you remember when the hurricane hit Puerto Rico a couple of years ago, there were locals that they were going up and trying to get the electricity themselves, trying to put it together. That's how bad it was, because the president at the time was kind of delaying aid. I don't want to make this political, so I'm not going to go into that. But again, man, this is what I'll say. First of all, if you didn't like the halftime show, I'm okay with that. I can't tell nobody what to like and not like. But if you had an issue with a Latin person performing in the Super Bowl, then you're the problem. Because America is the most diverse country in the world. So you should want to see, oh, look at my country, man. Look, we moving up. We got someone Latin performing in the Super Bowl. There's a lot of Latins players in the NFL. A lot of us spend a lot of money going to the games, on merchandise, on hotels. So, what's the issue, man? But unfortunately, we live in a country where there's divide, and it is what it is. But shout to Bad Bunny, man. Shout to everybody that enjoyed it. And, hopefully this is the beginning of more to come. You got Mendoza. Look, man, you got Mendoza, Cuban. He wins the Heisman. He wins the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl, the Natty. So, Latins are definitely coming up, man.
Yeah. Nah, that's a great point. And here's the thing. I think somebody just said it. Ripstar just said it. You don't need to understand the lyrics to dance to music, man. The music was dope, right? Like the performance was dope, the music was dope, and look, it was a lot of little Easter eggs in there. If y'all like Maniac was pointing out, how about the people on the porch, bro? There was Jessica Alba on that porch, Cardi B on that porch. A lot of people on the porch that you ain't even, they didn't really highlight, and shout out to him for that, by the way. Not trying to make this about celebrity and stuff like that. Is just a good time, and the music felt good. The music, it was just a good time, right? So that's one of the things I appreciated about it. I definitely, look, last year there was a hip hop artist headlining the Super Bowl. We've had rock bands headline the Super Bowl. We've had everything that you can imagine, right? This year, and it's weird to me that people had a problem with this, right? Because Jennifer Lopez headlined the Super Bowl along with Shakira headlined the Super Bowl, right? If we're talking about, and by the way, Bad Bunny is a U.S. citizen. Puerto Rico is U.S. territory. Like
Right.
he's American, but I don't want to dive down that rabbit hole either. But let's
Yeah.
talk about the people who have headlined Super Bowl halftimes who weren't American at all, like U2, The Who,
Yeah.
Paul McCartney, Rihanna,
Rihanna.
The Weeknd.
Yeah.
All these people aren't American, and there's no problem, right? It's just a problem now because of the climate, and because there is ignorance abound. Let me just say that. But
Yeah.
Rich Mac, what you got?
I mean, I didn't really watch it, not because I was like part of that culture, but I just don't like his music. I'm not a huge fan of him, so
Right.
I just turned it off, went and did other stuff while I waited for the halftime show to be done. So I mean, didn't really have I've seen like pictures and stuff that came out of it. It looked interesting. It's kind of my best take that I can give on it. I just didn't watch it because I'm not a huge fan of Bad Bunny's music. That's just what it comes down to.
No doubt.
Yeah.
And look, that's respectable, bro. If I didn't watch Paul McCartney, for instance.
Yeah.
Not interested. But I get what that's a good excuse, right? Not to watch something. It's not even an excuse. It's just your reasoning for not watching it. Not because you hate Bad Bunny or people who look like Bad Bunny or whatever. It's just because you don't know his music, you don't like his music, whatever. And I can respect that.
Yeah, and it's not even just him. If I can't understand the music, I don't listen to it, and that's just kind of where I'm in. Like that's blanket all around. Like I don't listen to K-pop because I can't understand Korean.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, man. Let's move on to something a little less controversial,
Yeah.
if you will, and let's talk about Michigan's 2026 recruiting class. Wrapping up, man. These guys are number 12 in the country according to 24/7.
Yeah.
We saw the updated 5-star list. I believe Michigan now has 3 5-star players: Carter Meadows, Savion Hyder, and of course the latest one of the newest Wolverines to commit in the corner / wide receiver whose name is escaping me right now, from Utah, committed to Utah originally. Now he's a Wolverine.
Yeah.
Help me, guys. Who
Moa. Noah.
Right. There you go. Thank you. Celeste Moa.
Yeah.
All 3 of those guys are now 5 stars. A plethora of 4 stars. Talk to me about it, though. Well, how do you think that this new coaching staff did with what they had, with the time that they had, and the moves that they made?
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I have to give them. I'll go a B plus, right? You can even give him an A minus, right? But the fact that it's not that he came in late. It's why he had to deal with behind that, right? Like it was an ugly breakup between Michigan and Sharon Moore. That was very ugly, right?
Yeah.
The program has already been getting black eye for 3 years. And right when that black eye was going away, because, the NCAA said, listen, you guys are clear. Here comes Sharon Moore, right? And it's like, damn, now we get punched in the eye again. So now it's like, you guys are a joke. No one's going to go there. Who wants to coach at that program? Blah, 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 blah. So we get Kyle Whittingham. And look, say what you want in his last couple of years. I know, he hasn't been that great. But this might be, to me, this is going to rejuvenate him. I think this is what he needs, that boost. Like, all right, you know what? I'm ready, man. I'm ready for this challenge. And you could tell that him and his coaching staff, they took this serious. And what they were able to salvage this recruiting class, thank goodness. And they were able to add additions. Now, the reason I don't give it an A, I think we still need some defensive linemen. I mean, it can still happen. It's not like it's over, but I think defensively there's some question marks there. But regardless, I still love what this coaching staff did, what they were able to do. In fact, they did more than what I expected them to do. So shout to Coach Witt and his staff. I give it a B plus. You can even go A minus, but I say B plus.
No doubt. Litch, what you got?
First off, I'm gonna have to agree with Maniac here. I'm gonna have to give him a B plus. I mean, with what they've been able to do in such a short amount of time, from the retooling of the entire staff, like the overhaul of the pretty much the entire coaching staff from the Harbaugh era to now what we're starting into the Whittingham era of Michigan football. I mean, they've done a phenomenal job on the trail. I mean, with leading heavily into the improved NIL and the staff wide recruiting that landed multiple blue chip prospects, there's a good chance we could be looking at a potential elite level class coming into this next season. And if we get that, that would be a major improvement to previous classes where we normally come in like the middle of the road. So I mean, it's good to see us like flirting with the top 10. And I hope that if the recruits we still have on the hook sign on and commit to Michigan, that can push us to the top 10, which would be phenomenal for the program. And I think the coaching staff is really catching fire moving into this new era.
Yeah. So I agree. I'm gonna go ahead and I give the coaching staff an A for what they were able to do. Right, they kept most of the class intact, even with an overhaul of coaches, like you brought up. Most of the class stayed, including the key pieces. Right, Carter Meadows, Savion Hyder, Malachi Lee. These guys are still in the class. That's important. Alistair Vallejo still in the class. That's important. So I give them an A for that and what they were able to add, right? They brought the best edge rusher from Utah to Michigan. He's a Michigan Wolverine now. They brought one of the top 2 recruits in their class to Michigan in Celeste Moa. He's a Wolverine now. So by the way, they got to get credit for beating Michigan in both of those recruitments. By the way, they beat Michigan for Moa while Sharon Moore was there. They also beat Michigan for the other guy whose name is escaping me too, offensive lineman, 5-star offensive lineman who did not transfer to Michigan or switch his recruitment to Michigan, his commitment rather to Michigan. But Celeste Moa, even after an official visit to Michigan, chose to go to Utah, right? So that says something about this coaching staff and what they're able to do in terms of recruiting. And then to be able to get him to flip that commitment to Michigan after they have come over is huge. Now, the real work begins.
Yeah.
Because there are things that need fixing on the Michigan roster, mainly being the quarterback, and what can only be described as a disappointing season for somebody with Bryce Underwood's talent. There's a lot to fix there, right? And these guys are saying all the right things, and they've identified what they need to identify to help Bryce get better. I believe that they will. But what say you guys?
Yeah. So look. First, another thing, regarding the staff is that Coach Whittingham, he's doubling up on most of these position groups, right? He's even had 2 coaches for special teams. That's how serious he's taking it. Because, man, special teams is a key element, man, of an elite team. Ask Ohio State about their kicker. They'll tell you. Special teams is important, man. People can say what they want. It flies under the radar. But having a good punter, having a good kicker, having solid coverage, a great snapper, bro, that shit matters, man. And winning national championships. That could be the reason whether you win or lose a national championship. So the fact that alone, he's that serious about special teams alone is amazing, man. And this coaching staff, they all have experience. So you have someone like Bryce who came in as a true freshman, who was pretty much he didn't even have a driver's license, and they have him drive the car, and no one's teaching him really. So he's just learning as he's going. So now you're gonna have real instructors. Listen, this is how you drive the car. I'm expecting Bryce Underwood. I'm not saying a Heisman-like season, but I think we're gonna see a huge leap. And it's like, oh wow, this is Bryce, because I think this coaching staff not only understands the assignment, they know the assignment. and they're just good, and they work good as a cohesive unit. So, man, I think this team, man, could be good, man. I'm not saying great, but I think very good.
Yeah. Shout out to Jason, who's a Buckeye fan. Saying good win yesterday. Michigan, of course, beating that vile, disgusting cesspool in Columbus. In Columbus, by the way, by 20 plus points. Shout out to the Wolverines basketball team. I think that's the season sweep of the regular season
Yeah.
sweep of Ohio State. So shout out to Michigan for that. We got a good question here. Well, let's talk about this for a second. What do we think about this? Ripstar says, is Mike McDonald a better NFL coach than Jim Harbaugh?
I think that McDonald had a better starting setup than Harbaugh did. If you're talking, when it comes to the Chargers compared to the Seahawks, he had a good starting setup. He only had minor pieces he needed to plug in to be able to get all the way to the Super Bowl. It helps that they started calling the games fairly after the Lions played the Chiefs, so the Chiefs couldn't get back there to eke out a win there. So it helps having games called fairly. Well, for the most part, there was still some questionable calls, not in the Super Bowl, but in other games. But that's besides the point. I think McDonald had a better starting setup than what Jim did over at the Chargers. I think the Jim is going to build that team up, and he's going to catch back up to McDonald and get himself another ring. But I think they're at least a year or two away from being able to get there before they have all the pieces they need for the Chargers.
So I'll say, I mean, it's still kind of unfair because you got to have body of work right now. By it, Mike McDonald won the ultimate prize in the NFL, is winning the Super Bowl, and it was no fluke. They were good. They were the best team, but I mean, it's tough because, Lynch, you mentioned the Chargers, but it didn't start there because I am a fan of who? The 49ers. And he inherited arguably probably the two best tandem linebackers, Navarro Bowman, Patrick Willis. I mean, we had a squad. We had Frank Gore, you know. Now, we didn't have a good quarterback. Alex Smith was mid, but so was Sam Darnold. I think what the difference is with Mike McDonald is that Jim Harbaugh had to deal with a tougher way. Like, these were good teams. Look at what the Giants did, right? And he was going up against the Legion of Boom. These guys had like 4 or 5 Hall of Famers on that team. Like that. They was elite, bro. That's those Seattle teams when Harbaugh was there. So I think, and I mentioned it on the show Saturday, this year, for some reason, the NFL was like it was meant. We got to call it like it is. So I think that was kind of the difference. I think they didn't really have to deal with a lot of good teams, Seattle. But it is what it is. He still won the Super Bowl. I won't say he's a better coach, but I say he's off to a better start.
I'm going to be Jim Harbaugh is my guy, bro. I love Jim Harbaugh as a coach. I got to be honest though. I think this is a good question, and I think I might be leaning towards Mike McDonald. Jim Harbaugh, as you pointed out, took over a very good 49ers team, right? He did get them to the Super Bowl. And what started as a blowout looks like, he had got back to, heck, it was a touchdown. They were a touchdown away, right?
We was about 6 yards away.
Exactly. So they had their opportunities. Jim Harbaugh, I will give him this too, had the foresight to switch quarterbacks at a time when Alex Smith wasn't playing horrible football.
No.
But, he made that change at quarterback to Colin Kaepernick, who got them to that Super Bowl, who led them to the Super Bowl. Then you take this situation. He has a quarterback, right? Don't get me wrong. I don't believe in Justin Herbert, but everybody else does. And Justin Herbert, to me, in these playoffs last year and this year has shown who he really is, in my opinion, but everybody else thinks that Justin Herbert is a superstar in this league or can be. So I gotta give the nod to McDonald because I do think Jim took over two situations that anybody will want. Um, Let me say that, and he did what he did. He got both of those programs both of those franchises to the playoffs, but McDonald just won the Super Bowl. It might be some regency bias there, but he did just do it. So that's my opinion of it. Let's move on real quick. This also happened, ladies and gentlemen. Jesse Minter, also a former Michigan defensive coordinator, steals Michigan defensive line coach Lou Esposito away from the Wolverines. He has the same job for now the Baltimore Ravens. Lich Max, talk to me what you think about this one.
This is a huge hit to Michigan. I mean, when you get down to it, this is the guy who got us to got our defensive line prepared to make a net. Very difficult to replace him moving down the line. I mean, he was a major presence not only in getting the line prepared for those big games, but also when it came down to defensive line recruiting. He was hugely involved in that. Absolutely. That's what got us guys got us the guys that we had for that national championship run. Right. Yeah, Carter Meadows. Yeah, I'm just using that as an example because that's our biggest success so far in this modern era since he's been there. But yeah, he got us Carter Meadows, for example, and that's a huge pickup. And now we're on the trail of looking for a new defensive line coach, and now we have to find someone who is not only good at training the offensive line, or sorry, I keep saying offense, I mean defensive line, someone who's not only good at training the defensive line, but can also recruit as well as Lou Esposito did. And I think that's going to be very tough to find someone who can do both while at the same time. And that's going to be a huge thing we need to find.
Yeah, no doubt. I agree with you. Maniac, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. What you think of Jesse Minter stealing Lou Esposito, man?
Yeah, it always sucks, man, when you lose, first and foremost, one of your top recruiters. That's one, right? At an elite group, right? You need defensive linemen, man, and he was doing a great job at that. And he just seems like also a guy that, the players rally around and really like. So yeah, this is without a doubt a big loss for Michigan, but you don't turn down the NFL, man. That's every coach dream, man, to coach in the NFL. So, shout to Lou Esposito, man. I wish him nothing but the best. He deserves it. He's earned it. But, it sucks for us, man. But, hopefully Coach Witt could get a good replacement for him, man, because he's gonna be missed.
Yeah. So this is one of those situations where it's a good thing that Coach Witt was doubling up in some of these positions, right? He's got a edge rusher coach, or he had an edge rusher coach. He also had an interior line coach, defensive line coach, which I think Lou Esposito was. But now that guy can, focus on the entire defensive line, at least in the interim until they hire somebody else, or if they hire somebody else. So it's not like they're losing Lou Esposito and have nobody at the position, right? So that helps. That said, what you said, Maniac, is right. This is the dream, right? You want to challenge yourself at the highest levels, and going to the NFL is just that. And not just any NFL team. The Ravens are a proven commodity in the NFL. Jesse Minter is, one of those bright young coaches, also a defensive mind. Here's where it got kind of tricky for me is these two didn't have overlap, right? Because Lou Esposito wasn't the defensive line coach for Michigan when Jesse Minter was there, right? It was Mike Elko, or right, that's his name, Elston Elko, who was the defensive line coach when Jesse Minter was there. So this one felt like it was just a little. It didn't. Let me not say weird, because they definitely have the Michigan connection between each other So there's that, but it wasn't like they had that connection together. Mike Elston, thank you, Johnny. They didn't have that connection together, but he got a good defensive line coach. That's the bottom line, right? He got a good one. And Michigan, this one does hurt Michigan a little bit, no matter how you look at it. I mean, a guy like Carter Meadows, these other guys, Vallejo and stuff like that, they committed to Lou Esposito. So I know that, it's got to suck a little bit for those guys, but I trust this current coaching staff and what they'll be able to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, this is part of, especially at the collegiate level, right? Whenever you have great position coaches, you're gonna get poached either to another school, right, or to the NFL. So it's next man up, man. So I'm okay. Again, I'm okay with it. I'm not happy, but that's how the cookie crumbles. So. Let's see who we get in to replace him.
No doubt. Let's move on. We got the Michigan spring game. We got a date, ladies and gentlemen. April 18th, Saturday, April 18th, in Ann Arbor. Be there. We're gonna be there. And when I say we, I'm talking about myself, Maniac for sure. Lich Max, I don't know if you're coming. You coming, Lich?
As far as I'm aware right now, I should be there.
All right, fine. You can catch Lich at the spring game. But we are definitely going to be there. Myself, the other Avengers, along with Maniac. We are all going to be there. Same bat time, same bat place. Maniac, you excited for this?
Absolutely, man. Again, whenever I could get with my brothers, man, and be with each other real time is always a blessing for to do that. And of course, doing what we do, man, talking college football. This is a dream to be literally across the street from the big house and just being right there and able to talk that. And again, just creating new memories and meeting new people. So if you did, man, let us know. We will, without a doubt, you could get an invite to the crib. It might cost you $1 or two, but speak to Maize, man. He the pocket man.
Yo, shout out to Tree Dog. He's been a member for 10 months.
Tree
You should become a member. By the way, Tree is also in the Maize Madman Discord. You should also be over there in the Maize Madman Discord. It's a good time. We laugh and joke all the time over there. It's a certain Notre Dame fan over there who is easy fodder. That said, Tree said he'll be there for sure. We saw Tree last year at the spring game too. Make sure you are there. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it's gonna be a good time, man. We got a planned meet and greet with some Michigan players. We're gonna have good things for y'all, man. You're gonna want to be there. Definitely come to the Stadium House. Go ahead, man.
The question is Rip Star gonna be at the spring game?
Rip, you coming? Pause. Be there, Rip.
Yo, Rip, don't listen. Rip, if you come, I'm gonna give you the John Stockton autograph pum pum shorts, bro. Come through.
Yo. Shout out to my man DK. He was also there. He came to the Stadium House and kicked it with us too last season. Got a sign. Yo, well, don't bring that hat. You gotta put that hat in the Louvre somewhere. That hat is legendary now, but he got a signed hat. By the way, I'm bringing some merch for my guys to sign. It's gonna be a good time, man.
Yeah, I'll be collecting. I'll be collecting Lich picks for the winner of the spring game. Bet blue or maize. I'll be collecting Lich picks. I get I get 25%. The rest goes to the winner. I'm kidding.
DK said I'm gonna bring a Speedo. Yeah.
Yeah, and shout to everyone who we met last year there. Ron Embry, of course, DK, of course, Tree Dog. Who else was there? Maze,
Kinetic.
Juju, Kinetic, Kinetic.
Yeah. Juju
Um,
was there. G Boulder, who
G Boulder.
gave us a ride to the crib and then gave us the cold shoulder. Shout out to
Oh
G.
yeah.
Uh,
Asian Posh
bro,
was there.
right. And her husband. They came through,
Yeah,
had a great time, man.
and
Good sport.
and then Marmizzle was there late after everyone left.
Yeah,
Marmar.
we didn't meet him though. We didn't get to
Marmar's
meet
Yeah,
him.
definitely gonna be there this year though.
yeah. He said he was there. It was just after everyone left.
Yeah, after we left.
Yeah.
Mike Legend.
Oh, I can't forget about Mike Legend, bro. Mike, by the way, we're doing it again, man. I don't know if we're gonna do the same spot, but we might do the same spot. Maybe that's the
Yeah,
tradition.
yeah. Chop House don't sound bad, bro.
Yeah. Let us, we'll let you know for sure. It'll probably be the day before the game, though. We at the
Yeah,
chop house. Yep.
yeah. Friday, maybe we'll do that. Or the next, or I mean, however, we'll figure it out. But yeah, man, if you come, man, make sure you holler at us. We're literally right across the street from the big house. We Airbnb a house, so anybody that want to come through, kick it with us, man. We're gonna be going live from the house, so you want to have a seat, talk your talk. You know us, man. We give everybody an opportunity, so don't be shy. Say what up, man.
Right. Also, there are vacancies that we are if you want the full experience where you can get your own room, get your own bed in the house. That's a
Yo.
possibility. We'll have more information on that though in later episodes. That said, this has been a good comeback, gentlemen.
Yes.
It's been great, man. I love getting back with you guys. I missed you, man. I missed both of y'all. I missed all of y'all in the chat and all of that too. Here we go. Let's take it around. Lich, tell the people where they can find you, what you got going on, sir.
You can find me at LichMax626 everywhere on the internet. You can also find me over at what was the Gamer Sideline. We're doing a little bit of a rebrand to Between the Hashes, where we're going to do more football-centered conversations rather than what we were doing before, where we kind of mixed it with gaming and football. Now it's going to be more centered on just straight football, breaking down film, stuff like that. We're still working on getting everything set and ready to go, but it should be up here within a couple weeks.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And obviously, you can find me right here at the Maize Out Sports Maize Out Mondays, the best Michigan football podcast show in the world.
World.
The world. In the world, though.
Look, hold on before you go, Manny. Tree Dog said he's taking you to his favorite dispensary. What you got to say?
Listen,
No.
I don't listen. Anyway, we'll talk, Tree Dog.
Yeah, no
We'll
doubt.
talk.
By the way, DK, you talk about my man B. Hillman's mom, who is no longer with the team. Brandon Hillman transferred to UVA, but yeah, we saw his mother. We got to kick it with his mother. His daughter was out there, right in front of the crib. Yeah.
Yeah. Shout to her, man.
Absolutely. Maniac, tell the people where they can find you, what you got going on.
Yeah, but before I get to that, man, there was a comment there. Someone said that Garrison never showed up. Apparently, according to him, he didn't show up because of me. Now,
What?
I don't know. He mentioned it. He said the reason I didn't want to go, I'm gonna be honest. And I'm like, yo, bro, like, first of all, it's not that serious. I don't want to put hands on you. I don't get no points. I won't get no points anyway, right? And it's never that serious. And two, I really don't like you, so I wasn't gonna even engage with you. I would have looked at you like you were like the clown you are, and that's it, But who cares? But anyway, man, about to start getting back to doing my videos, man. Go Blue _Maniac_24 on Instagram. Also, make sure you follow the YouTube channel. Don't be lazy. Hit the subscribe. It's 1, 2, 3. Uno, dos, tres. Come on. I know you learned some Spanish last night, man. Halftime show. Come on. Stop playing with me. And of course, Maize Out Sports here with my brothers Lynch Max, with my brother Maize. Every Monday we bring in that heat. We back from vacation. And yo, you already know, man. It's from here until the season start. So be ready.
Yes, sir. You already know. Follow me everywhere. Actually, damn, I gotta quit saying that. I'm so used to saying follow me everywhere at Maize Madman. Follow Maize Out Sports here on YouTube, the most sports on Twitter or X, whatever you call it. His mama call it Twitter. I'm gonna call it Twitter. So be sure to follow the most sports there. You can follow me at Sir _ Thrizzleton on X. That's my new X. Until next time, though. Oh, also my guy, Old Man on the Sticks. He will be rejoining us in a few weeks. He's taking care of some scholastic things. He's trying to get his mind right. So we gotta show some solidarity, some support to Sticks.
Yeah.
He will be back.
My fault. I'm sorry, Sticks. Shout out to Sticks. He's part of the family. Damn.
It's all good, man. DK says it here. April 18th. Yes. By the way, we will have Maize Out Sports will have things to give away to our subscribers, our fans, definitely to the people who are members. You will get something from us for sure. April 18th. If we see you, if you see us, run up on us. We got you. If we out, we'll give you $1. Until next time, no. Stay angry, my friends. I'm upset.
Ladies and gentlemen, this might be our best season ever. My ratings, they're about to go through the roof.
All right, now I'ma calm down. So I just don't get that all that Maize and that lock and all that. I just don't get it. So and how the
Oh my God, we're shutting the damn live down. Good night, everybody.